What's going on, YouTube? It's Dave's Daily Trades, back with the daily update for AMC. So as you guys know, we had a freaking day. We were up 18.77% and slightly up in after hours. A lot of good things going on, which we're going to be breaking down today. Specifically, we're going to be going over the Evergrande latest updates. We're going to be going over the box office early results for the Spider-Man movie. We're going to be going over the reverse repo, which yet again set another record. And lastly, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the options flow using unusual whales. But as you guys know, we're going to roll right into that intro and then hop into the technical analysis. And we're back. All right, everyone. If you did watch yesterday's update, we were calling for some upside today. Not going to lie, I was not expecting to have the day that we had, but nonetheless, I'll absolutely take it. Some things that we were watching was this upward trend line here, which started back on that spring, or the terminal shakeout, as we call it, here at $20.80 on Tuesday. We had some touch points here on the 15th. And then yet again yesterday on the 16th. What happened in pre-market? Well, pre-market, we actually dipped below this level, which at first was a little concerning. But this was absolutely a bear trap. They wanted to see this trend broken, symbolizing that we have some downside. Downside was not in the composite man's picture today. He absolutely want to run the price up, and some very good things were forming. Well, first of all, let's talk about the fact that we had well over 100 million in volume yet again, breaking the earlier record that we set over here. This was barely over 100. Now we're at, actually, we'll check it out on the daily here real quick. It was 143 million shares traded today. Previously on Tuesday, we had 107. That is fantastic, guys. We're having volume increase to the upside while price increases, which is very bullish. We see this on the larger time scale on that one-day chart, but alternatively, we see it on a smaller time frame. I did put a tweet out just about midday today where we started to have volume increase while we started this rip up, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, what happens next? That's really the biggest question of the day. Well, what we had in the middle afternoon today, throughout the rest of the trading day, actually, in my mind, this is a reaccumulation. What's going on is we pause the move to run higher, and the composite man is accumulating shares while we're moving up. Now, why do I think this? Well, it all comes down here from the volume. I mean, to take off, we were still having pretty good volume. But the biggest thing is we had great volume at these levels over here between just about $28 and $30. The volume was off the charts today, symbolizing the composite man was reaccumulating during this uptrend. And actually, while we have you here, we're going to take a quick look at what this reaccumulation looks like. And as you can see, this is starting to form out on the 5-minute chart, showing that Monday and next week is absolutely going to be interesting, to say the least. So reaccumulation is a pause in the uptrend, an ownership of strengthened, cause builds for a new uptrend. And that's exactly what's happening here, guys. And just to read a little bit of the text here, reaccumulation serves the same purpose as an accumulation with one main distinction. An accumulation stops a downtrend as the composite operator begins the lengthy process of absorbing shares. Now, of course, guys, as we have been discussing, the accumulation can be on this larger scale, but also on this micro scale that we have been seeing. This begins with stopping action of the selling climax, the SCLX. A reaccumulation is the process of absorbing shares during the uptrend. That's exactly what we're seeing here. If we jump back to the charts, this is starting to play out in the lower range of our trading range here. And we'll actually jump out and go over a few things on the 1 hour, next the 1 day, and some really great things playing out on the weekly as well. So as you guys know, we have been in this downtrend since just about 11/11. I know, November was really a crazy month. Not great things, low volume, pressure going to the downside. It is what it is. Let's hope December can really change it. I personally have high hopes for next week, the week after, and even into early January. I think we're going to be freaking ripping, guys. So, what happened today? Today, we finally had the push to break out of this channel, which is absolutely huge, guys. This right here shows me that we absolutely have some upside left to the picture here. Now, the greatest thing is, if we zoom out even a little bit more, as you know, we've been talking about this larger scale accumulation schematic that we have been playing in. Where are we sitting right now? We're sitting at the lower range of the trading range here, which is great. End of day today, we retested that lower range, which again plays into that reaccumulation that we just discussed. Meaning we are, probably going to have a few more touch points in this level before we start making moves past the $33 range, and then next upward here to the 42. So things are going to be very interesting next week. Volume is here. Volume is trending in the right direction. And really, we have everything going for us right now. I absolutely love this. Now, jumping over to the 1 day, as you guys can see, we're in this lower trading range. We're making moves higher. Volume is starting to increase to the upside. We're having those big green candles. Everything is looking good. MACD, about to have another crossover. That should happen as early as Monday or Tuesday, possibly even Wednesday of next week. If we keep the volume steady, if we keep this bullish momentum going, I mean, this is looking fantastic, guys. RSI right now at the 43 percentile, making moves back into that bullish territory of 50. Guys, what more can we ask for? This is looking freaking fantastic. And there are just so many other things going on behind the scenes that we are going to dive into that just shows so much freaking potential here. Now, I do want to take a quick look on the weekly chart. I know a lot of you folks have been asking some questions about that. We're actually just going to hide all the drawings here. Look at this. This reversal right here is absolutely huge. This is absolutely a hammer candle, which symbolizes a reversal to come. Reversals on the larger time frames are much more violent. Absolutely, guys, because it's weekly charts. We're talking about 6, 7-ish months here. We finally get this low, that spring, that terminal shakeout. It's fantastic, guys. MACD, as we can see, these histograms are starting to slow down, possibly getting ready for the next crossover on the MACD on this weekly scale. RSI, sitting at 44. Volume, starting to trend in the direction we want. On every single chart I've looked at today, we are sitting in a technical, great position. This is going to attract the day traders. This is going to attract the swing traders. And it really already has, based on the volume that we're seeing. But just wait until next week. 143 million shares. That's a lot from what we've seen in the past couple of months. But we want to see volume back in that 200, 300, 400 million range. And honestly, even higher. I mean, looking back to previous days where we had billions in volume, I mean, guys, it's absolutely coming. So today was a great day, all in all. But this is absolutely nothing from what is about to come. Now, let's jump into some of the great things. So, of course, if you guys have not seen this yet, this was on CNBC this morning, just about 12 o'clock, as you can see in the timestamp over here. What is this? Well, this is from JP Morgan and Chase. As we know, we all know who they are. Actually, just got fined too. But anyways, what does this say? Short squeeze rally into year-end looks likely. And this is in quotations here. For short selling campaigns to succeed, there have to be positioning, liquidity, and often systematic amplifiers to the sell-off. None of this is happening. There is no liquidity in the market because we've seen these smaller hedge funds actually start to shut down their business. Positioning. as we just looked at the charts, there is absolutely no technical position symbolizing that we're going to be going down to the downside. In systematic amplifiers, AMC, fundamentally speaking, and really, I know on this channel we don't talk about fundamentals, but fundamentally, they are doing fantastic, guys. I mean, they're having huge movie releases, huge audience releases, even beating pre-pandemic levels. We have NFTs, potentially crypto coming into the play in the near-term future. And we're accepting cryptos. I mean, guys, all of this for a short seller, it's not looking pretty. We believe these conditions are not met. Yeah, I mean, you believe it? No, it's literally facts. And hence, this market episode may end up in a short squeeze and cyclical rally into year-end and January. Now, I know a lot of people have been saying the MOAS is going to happen in December before Christmas. Now, even Dr. Marco I saw on LinkedIn, he was even saying that it's going to happen. Now, my personal thoughts on this is I believe we are going to have a very nice run-up around Christmas time, maybe early January. But I don't necessarily believe that's going to be the squeeze. Now, as we know, the past month and a half has been freaking ugly. A lot of people want their tendies, and I can't blame them. So what I believe is going to happen is we are going to have a run-up into the triple-digit range, potentially anywhere from like $200, $250, $300 range, and then they're going to start the sell-off. That's, in my opinion, when Main Street Media comes into the play and says, wow, that short squeeze was absolutely crazy. Got to sell your positions. Get out of the play. I think it's going to be a huge media attack to get us to sell. But as we know, guys, $200, $300, $400, $500, that's not the MOAS. Absolutely not. Me personally speaking, and you guys can do what you want, I'm not leaving if we see $200, $300. No freaking way. We have done the DD. We've done the research. We know that there is a ridiculous amount of naked shorts out there that have to be covered. Until it happens, and until we see some nefarious players out there go out of business, I'm not going anywhere. Now, some latest updates with Evergrande. Well, the S&P actually declared Evergrande SD, which is selective default, on failure to make coupon payments by end of grace period earlier this month. It may trigger cross defaults on the developer's $19.2 billion. And I'll link this in the description. Shout out to my man, Rizzo Stonks. This guy has been an absolute blessing to have. He just is all over this information. And I'll link this in the description. You guys can give this a quick read. But as we know, guys, this market is freaking ugly. All of this is going to be put pressure, immense pressure, on larger institutions who are directly invested in Evergrande or just the Chinese real estate development as a whole. So it's not looking good for them, especially with AMC running, especially with just all this bullish momentum going on. I mean, there's only so much these short sellers can do. But as we know, it's a losing game. It sucks to be short AMC, I'll say that for sure. Also, shout out to everyone who went to the AMC theaters to watch the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. I saw so many pictures of parking lots about the theaters, and holy shit, it was popping off. I mean, guys, that was so great to see. And just to show the short sellers, Charles Gasparino, who absolutely says movies are dead. Movies aren't dead. Movies aren't going anywhere. People want to get out their house, and I think even more specific, a lot of people have kind of caught on to what's happening with AMC. They're going to support the movies. I mean, look at the pictures. How many people had giant bags of popcorn and the biggest, liter bottles of freaking soda? I mean, guys, that's freaking awesome to see. Not to mention, we have the Matrix movie coming out pretty soon. I don't know the official date of that right now. I'm pumped for that. I mean, I'm personally not a Marvel fan. I'll watch the movies. I'll watch this, absolutely. I just don't have an AMC theater near me right now. But Matrix, that's going to be huge. We got the NFTs, freaking huge. There's no way this theater is going out of business anytime soon. Also, reverse repos. I know we haven't talked about this in a while, but last time we did, it was right around 1.4, 1.5 trillion. Well, look at this now. We're at $1.7 trillion as of today. Honestly, this is off the charts crazy. But I fully expect that we're probably going to see this hit $2 trillion soon. I mean, we'll see what happens at the end of the day, but this is just getting out of control. Anyways, I do want to draw your attention to end the video here on the unusual whales option flow. So, what did we see come across this morning? Well, look at this. These calls for the 1217, and we discussed this yesterday. A lot of activity around the 1217, which was expiration today. So that's why I personally was very bullish going into this morning. But all in all, we had a lot of calls being printed this morning. Even going down here, what happened? The puts were first sold, and then the calls start piling in. So that was really the first symbol that I got of like, yeah, we're going to have a freaking day. Especially these calls were upward 20s, $29 range. These are for 1.7, but where was I here? The 1217 right over here was for $24, $23. Still pretty good. And we're talking about premiums of over $200,000, guys. No joke. We did get a little bit of bearish signals towards the end of the day, but that's nothing to worry about. I mean, this mostly was profit taking. Look at the 1217 being sold here. The $25 calls for the 1217. That's just profit taking, guys. Don't get worried about that little stuff. Now, looking at the biggest option trades for today, of course, 1217 was popping off. Someone always knows what's about to happen. That's why unusual whales is the best. But alternatively speaking here, we had a lot of bullish momentum in the call option data throughout the entire day today. I mean, out of this list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we only had 3 bullish plays here. Most of the data in the middle here, and this is ranked highest to lowest here, was all bullish, guys. Puts being sold, calls being printed for that upper $30 range, higher $20 range. So it's freaking great to see, guys. I mean, what more can we ask for? We had a great day going into the weekend. Things are looking fantastic for AMC. We're back into the lower trading range that we've seen here. Almost back into 30s, guys. MACD about to have a crossover on the daily. Weekly reversals. Great box office freaking results here. Huh. I'll take it. What a freaking day. All right, guys. Be sure to tune in. I'm going to be going a little bit more in-depth this weekend on the TA, giving you guys my thoughts, some price targets, support and resistance line, all that good shit coming out. But I hope you all have a great weekend. Definitely relax because next week is going to be freaking crazy. All right. Peace out, everyone.